Good morning, folks. Dr. Papa here, and it is time to convert my co-op's steel farm into a gearbox farm. And I'm one of those people that I don't prefer to shop for a whole bunch of stuff. I prefer to make it myself. And so I have had this tall tower that was 9 high that's been doing nothing but producing steel so that I can do all of my own smelters, steel mills, filters, etc. I've got a mining thing over here that produces a decent amount of crystallized iron that I need for the filters. I need rods and sticky gears, pink sticky gears for the smelters, which, between my raids with Chronix has produced plenty of the sticky gears for this, and I need iron and gold for the steel mills, etc. Anyway, I prefer to do versus buy, and so this has been producing steel for quite some time. In fact, it did quite well for me. So initially, I had 9 layers of the Eris 3.0 cheap version from Island Mike Plays. I'll link that in the video. That were all doing nothing but steel, didn't have any of these presses here, etc. But now it's time to convert this over to a gearbox farm. So I wanted to share with you some of the thinking behind how we're going to do this. But in order to do that, I need to show you a couple of things. One is that if we look at the Eris 3.0 standard of doing things, what happens is you end up with the platform here and the platform over here both feeding into this one press. So you end up with double the amount. These ones on the end only get a single one. So when I plan out my gearbox farm, I don't want to have too many bolts versus too many plates, etc. So let me switch over to Excel right quick and show you what I'm talking about. So in here, these are the platforms that are going to eventually end up being done. So I'm going to have this, all of these are going to be delivering stuff. The light blue are just going to continue to do steel because I want to be able to expand this over the course of time into multiple iterations. Right now, I'm just doing a set of 7 presses. The reason I'm doing 7 presses is the ratio for plates to bolts for gearboxes. I need a ratio of 5 plates for 2 bolts. That will cover what I need for gearboxes. I need them both to be in the center areas instead of on the end so that they're only getting a single feed. And so in order to do that, I need 1 platform, 2 platform, 3 platform, 4 platform, 5 platform. So now that I've explained the logic to you, I'm going to go ahead and record me building all of these up through the 6th tier. And then later in the day, I will show you the output that I'm getting with each of these iron things. But in the meantime, sit back, enjoy some music while I finish building out the rest of my gearbox farm and continue to build steel for the second version of the gearbox farm. Here we go. Okay, folks, so you have seen me completely build the remainder of this tower. I'm going to be doing that exact same thing across these other three platforms. Once it's all done, I will show you the finished product, and I will also do a check after it's been running for a little while so you can see what kind of output we're getting. And here we are, folks. This is the finished. All right, so this is the finished product. P. There we go. Get out so we can. Oh, this is the finished product. The 5 platforms times 6 high. We have 5 plate and 2 bolt presses that are working. The rest of it is just producing additional steel so that I can build out the other plate and bolt molds for the next version that we're doing. And let's go take a look at output. The other thing that you should be aware of is in order to make gearboxes, you need at least one of these little copper outputs. What I've done is I've done a copper developer block here, drill, smelter, press that is doing the copper rods, which are needed for gearboxes, and then an input-output chest to collect it all. So this has been running for about 14 hours. So you can see that my copper is completely full. You will see that my dual steel things are completely full. And the one place where I have double steel going in, and that's a triple input-output chest, that's going to be all the way full as well. You will see that my bolts are going to be full to overflowing, and that some of my plates have multiple that are going in there. Yeah, see, we've started overflowing the bolt thing. And occasionally that's going to happen if you haven't been able to check in a little while and you're just running AFK, getting your steel parts, but we'll be able to produce a number of gearboxes. All right, and that clears all of my steel and everything so that I can go make more molds. Now, because we can't chat across age groups, other members in my co-op had difficulties with me just telling them. So I put up a series of signs here. One of the things that I want to share with the audience that might be viewing this is right now we know the economy is crap. However, when you go to a shop, when you choose to sell gearboxes, that may not be the best method for you to get the most amount of cash. It might actually be better for you to take the components, the steel plates, the steel bolts, and the copper rods, and sell them as individual components. There's a couple of reasons for this. One, some shops do not pay attention to the fact that gearboxes are they keep their gearbox prices close to what the rest of the economy is selling gearboxes for, but they don't always adjust their steel plate and steel bolt prices. So you might be able to get more money selling the components for the steel plates and bolts as you do for selling the gearboxes. Furthermore, they almost never pay attention, if they do pay attention, to making sure that the bolts and plates sell for the same amount as the gearboxes do. They oftentimes don't pay attention to the steel rods. So check the prices for the components that it takes to do a gearbox before you before you put everything together as gearboxes. In almost all of these shops, they have an anvil where you can put everything together into gearboxes if that's going to get you the best price. But just shop around. Make sure that you're getting the most value. Even though the economy's crap, you might as well get as much possible out of the work that you're doing in your steel gearbox farm or out of your other things that are producing. This is Dr. Papa. Have a nice day.